Good morning and good evening, my name is Eastman, and today I'm going to be talking about some similarities that I found between the Pathless and Giant Squid's new upcoming title, Sword of the Sea. So if you're excited for the video, go ahead and drop a like down below. I'd really appreciate your support. Alright, so welcome back to another Giant Squid related video, and today, of course, like I said, I'm going to be talking about how the Pathless is similar or related, or maybe sharing the same universe as Sword of the Sea. So during my latest playthrough of the Pathless, I was doing some exploring, and I found something that gave me deja vu. Here, let me show you what I mean. So once you're in the mountain tundra, if you want to check this out for yourself, all you got to do is look for this giant tower here on this mountain peak next to this obelisk. So once you're over here, there's some really interesting things that I wanted to point out that were really similar to the Sword of the Sea. So main thing right here is this specific Godslayer statue. And if you look right here, I'm going to put a side-by-side comparison. This looks almost identical to the Sword of the Sea statue when right before our character comes to life. The only thing that's different is obviously the sword looks slightly different and the hand placement is kind of inverted. But I'm really interested to see, is our protagonist from Sword of the Sea going to have any resemblance or relation to the Godslayer? It's going to be pretty interesting. You know, Giant Squid could have picked any pose for these characters, and I just think it's interesting that they look almost exactly the same. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys as well is if you continue up this staircase and go through the invisible wall as well, we'll get a closer look at the sword. Oh, you got to keep going a little bit. Okay. So in here, this is the Godslayer's temple, I think. It's not really given an official title or anything like that as far as I'm aware. So once you've made it into this room and you start taking a look around, you should notice immediately all of the swords at different placements along all 5 of these walls. But if you use your visor, the sword itself actually appears in sort of a ghostly form. Obviously the Godslayer has the sword in his possession and it's his main weapon, but I find it interesting that they made a point to put the sword where it's supposed to be. So obviously with our visor on and we step up to the sword here, look at how similar this looks to Sword of the Sea. I don't know if these characters, the Hunter and the Sword of the Sea character, are going to be related as well, potentially. But I just think there's too many similarities here to not think that they're all somehow related. You know, the Godslayer, the Hunter, and our protagonist in Sword of the Sea. So I just think it's really fascinating that they decided to put this sort of shrine in this game. And obviously the sword disappears. I thought it was something that we could like grab the first time that I played through this game. I wasn't sure what this room was all about, but you know, who knows, maybe we're gonna find out more of the lore in Sword of the Sea. I've been preaching for a while that I think, you know, Journey, Flow, Flower, Abzu, the Pathless, and now Sword of the Sea are all connected in some way, in some sort of shared multiverse or universe scenario. Hey, so future me here, I totally forgot while I was filming this video that I needed to check out these giant lore tablets, so we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick as well to see if we can get some extra insight into what this building exactly is. So this one says, immense power lies beyond this door. Beware, when you use the sword's power, its power also uses you. Wow, okay, so the sword actually has some sort of like energy, or it has some sort of life, maybe potentially, maybe similar to the Spider-Man symbiote to some degree, where, you know, when you use the power, it makes you stronger, but you're also making the, you know, the sword stronger at this point. So that's pretty interesting. This one says, the moon bow and the sun sword are the 2 most powerful weapons ever to draw blood in the realm of man. The only match for one of these armaments is its sister. So we eventually do get the moon bow at the end of the game, and then the sun sword is what the Godslayer has. And I guess that means the only way to defeat the sun sword is with the moon bow and vice versa. So that means, you know, our main character here, our protagonist, the Hunter, can only beat the Godslayer with the moon bow, and that eventually does happen at the end. There are a few more tablets in this area that I wanted to explore and read for you guys real quick as well. These 2 down here in front of this statue, which I totally forgot to mention. I apologize. But here we go. This one says, my friends, I owe everything to you. When I was imprisoned, you freed me. When I was besieged by the ignorant old guard, you fought with me. When I needed to pass deadly trials to gain the mask of the ancients, you helped me forward. And now when I required the entry to the spirit realm to acquire this sun sword, you cleared me a path. It is time that I return that in kind. I must deliver us to the one true path. But to do that, I must tell you what I saw when I wore the mask of the ancients. When I saw as all the tall ones see. I saw terrible chaos of this world. It is born of chaos, forged of it. ruled by fickle gods of it. I swore that I would find you a path, but the mask revealed that this world has none. So we have no choice but to remake it. This world must end, and a new one must be born in its place. A world built around the one true path. So obviously, of course, if you play through the entire game, you would know that this is the Godslayer speaking. This tablet is basically describing the Godslayer's motive for what basically sets the whole game in motion. So let's go ahead and check out this last one here as well. With this mask and this sword, I now have the power I need to create a new realm. But first, this world must end, and one cannot end a world whose gods still live. You have long known me as the Pathfinder, but that can no longer be my title. I must now become a Godslayer. There will be pain, great pain, but it will be worth it. You have given me your time, your sweat, your belief, but I must now ask for your blood. This mask and this sword make me godly, but they do not make me stronger than the tall ones. If you sacrifice yourselves in my name, you will give me the power I need to rise high above these gods of chaos. You will give me the strength I require to become the Godslayer. So lay yourselves down upon this holy ground and close your eyes. When you open them again, you will do so on the one true path. So again, this sort of builds on the previous tablet that we just took a look at, and it literally describes how the Godslayer used to be the Pathfinder, and now, since he has taken control of the four tall ones that we eventually cleanse through the game, that's how he's become the Godslayer. That in combination with the Sun Sword and his, triangular mask that he dons. So I guess this entire tower here is some sort of giant shrine for the Sun Sword, and I guess maybe these statues of the Godslayer were built after he sort of got rid of his Pathfinder title and became the Godslayer. So I'm curious, if his followers stayed loyal and, fought alongside him, of course. That's why you see corpses everywhere throughout the game. And this Sun Sword shrine was built in his honor, which is, oh, that's insane. So much lore, and that's why I really love this game. There's so much to explore and so much to discover about why this world is the way that it is. But really, I just wanted to show you guys the sword similarities and how the sword is going to be a prominent feature in Sword of the Sea and how we use it to probably do combat, as well as obviously traversing around the world. So there you have it, guys. That's something that I found in the Pathless that I thought was really interesting and wanted to share. And like I've said in other videos, Abzu and the Pathless are incredible, and now with Sword of the Sea coming out, I just could not be more excited to finally dive deeper into the world of Giant Squid. And I'm sure once we get a new trailer, I will definitely be reacting and analyzing that as well, and hopefully picking out even more details of what that game could be like, and maybe even more similarities between Abzu, the Pathless, and Sword of the Sea. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video with me today, and if you did, be sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to consider joining the Eastman community today by subscribing and hitting that notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on any upload or live stream. And as always, my name is Eastman, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.